Nickelodeon Splat Pack releases on October 19th, 2025.
Shut up, dude. Stop.
What?
What?
I'm actually kind of freaked out, and
People aren't going to believe this.
I know they're not going to believe us.
Welcome to New Game Plus. This is a retro gaming podcast where three guys spend 7 days playing one old game and then we talk about it. My name's Dustin.
My name is Kenny.
I'm Nolan. We're all three wearing white shirts.
Which you can hear if you listen closely.
Yeah, listen to this.
Yeah.
And this is episode 498, and we are 2 episodes away from our 10th anniversary. And each week, we are doing something fun for our NGP community leading up to episode 500. So far, we've had a 50% discount for all of our new patrons on our Patreon. We've had a Switch 2 giveaway. We've had call-ins for our upcoming anniversary episode.
We've had Nolan do sound effects for us. Should that count as its own thing?
Sure, that's this week's thing.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, everyone.
No, but I do want to make a point to remind you, if you would like to call in, 30-second or so call in, just to express anything you'd like to us, your kindness, your meanness, as we said last week, I think, then you can do so. The phone number to our Google Voice mailbox will be in the show notes. Call in, leave your thoughts, and hopefully we'll try to include as many as possible of those kind messages in our 500th episode.
But what are we doing for him for this week?
For this week, we are announcing a very special 2-week Patreon pool.
It's our bread and butter. We had to put one in, and here it is.
Here it is. And the cool thing is, with the discount, some of you can get in on your very first Patreon pool for the very first time for $2.50, because I think that's half of $5.
I think that's half of $5, Kenny.
I think it's
tax.
It's about half of $5.
Do the tax in your mind right now.
You also got to figure out where you live.
Okay, it's my turn. For as
you
little
also
as
have
five,
to carry the 5.
For as little as $5 original dollars, I don't know what it is on sale, but you can join us on Patreon and then be a part of this Patreon poll. I say it's 2 weeks because we are going to do our 500th episode.
Right.
But this week, a Patreon pool will go live on our Patreon page. We'll make sure it's announced in our Discord as well so that you can join. If you're supporting us at the $5 level or above, you can submit up to 2 different games that we haven't played that are 15 years old or older and get a very, very tiny chance compared to our normal chance of your game just showing up, of your game being the next game and really the first game that we're playing as a part of Season 10 of New Game Plus.
Season 10. I like the sound of that.
Question of the week. What is your go-to snack while gaming? Oh, he's got it. He reached over, Nolan.
He's going to show and tell.
Yeah,
he's going to show and tell.
We're doing show and tell tonight.
All right, then start.
Go ahead.
Okay, we'll go downhill after you.
Here's the thing. The truth is that it's not a single answer here. It's 1,000% variable. It's what am I currently in the mood for. But the question itself is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. Snacks are mandatory. If I had to pick one snack, especially lately, I would say cheese.
That's a Baby Bell that I'm looking at.
This is a Baby Bell specifically, but like cheese comes in a lot of different varieties, and it's lovely, and I want to eat it all the time.
You don't leave it in one of the halves so your fingers don't get.
Sometimes I do, but we were doing show and tell, and I want it to very obviously be like a chunk of cheese.
Pop that whole thing in your mouth real quick.
No. It's a bite. Struggle. Baby Bells are not a single bite. You chew
of
nibbles.
Course not.
I mean, they could be, but I'm couth.
Okay, well, while he eats, Nolan?
Okay, I'm a sour candy guy, but there's an issue, obviously. Most sour candy is coated in a powdery substance, sometimes even a salt-like substance, like crystals, like
Have
sour
someone
stuff.
Put them in your mouth.
Well, that's ideal. I've had that done before, but usually it's like a sour Skittle situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets on your fingers, so it kind of sucks, but it's worth it. I mean, hopefully you're just playing like, if I'm playing mouse and keyboard, I don't really care about these keys getting a little dirty.
Ooh.
So
You always comment on how dirty my keyboard is whenever you see
yours
it,
is filthy. It's uncouth.
Okay.
It's uncouth, Kenny.
Oh wow. So Nolan, I love sour Skittles, but I don't eat them in moderation, so the roof of my mouth just starts to fall off.
Oh,
Yeah,
they'll make you raw. They'll absolutely destroy you.
Every time,
Yeah.
and that's the point, kind of. Yeah.
Okay,
They are really good.
sadist.
I mean, it comes with the territory.
So I don't snack. Just really in general at work I do, but I don't snack while gaming, honestly.
Weird.
I drink coffee while gaming, and
That's
you two
good.
know. A
That
lot of people
counts.
probably don't, but I'll drink coffee also at night while gaming. So like we don't do it every night, but we do drink coffee at night. However, there has been one candy-like substance that I have been snacking on a little bit recently, and it's not going to be a surprise to y'all. And I've got a
Crinkle.
show and tell as well. It is
Unwrap it.
called a Werther's Original.
I love that so much.
he uses those instead of brushing his teeth. He's like, I forgot to brush my teeth, so he pops a Werther's
I
Original.
pops a Werther's, a caramel candy.
That's the most
Um,
old man candy of all time, and so
Yeah.
my heart loves it for you.
It's all over their house. They have like 3 bowls of it in in a different room.
They're really good. I've been sucking on those while playing lately. By the way, a Werther's Original, I just found out, and I want to say this a little bit quietly so my wife doesn't hear and spoil the fun, is 70 calories. This little thing.
Oh, one?
Is 70 calories.
That is atrocious value
Kenny,
for the size.
if I suck on 3 of them, how many calories is that, Kenny? You're good at math. Can you sum it?
No, I can add it up.
No, I would like for you to sum it, like in our retro game of the week, Nickelodeon Guts.
The answer is 210.
Overview.
Nickelodeon Guts has a Wikipedia, but not for the video game, at least not exclusively for the video game, because the video game was based on a game show for kids from the 90s. I watched this show growing up.
Did you?
Yes, of course. I was big Nickelodeon.
Same. This
I was
before
medium
me.
Nickelodeon, but yeah, this one didn't make my Nickelodeon cut.
But for different reasons, you two, because again, it was before Nolan, absolutely. But
Right.
Kenny, you're just too couth and refined for this.
I don't know. It might have been after my time. I don't feel like I would have liked it.
Ooh, could have
I mean, remember our American Gladiators episode? Like I was
Correct.
into silly
This-
reality TV that was like sports-based competition. Like that did it for me. I have a lot of memories of that show, but the Nickelodeon version of that, which is kind of what this game is sort of that, competitive sports like with real people shtick. I never watched that one. I watched other Nick shows, but wasn't really familiar with this one. So I watched my first episode of this show ever this week.
That's wonderful. I
Y'all
love
be
to
doing
hear
research,
that.
Huh?
We do be doing research because I also watch some, and I'll bring that up at a later time. But it is interesting. Nickelodeon had some really, really, really good shows at this time, around this time.
Double Dare.
Rocco's Modern Life, I believe. Was Our Real Monsters on Nickelodeon as well?
Yeah.
Earlier in my life, obviously Rugrats and Doug, some of the best, most classic
Doug's
Nickelodeon.
amazing.
Yep.
All that was like the kid version of SNL.
Yeah,
Yes,
I loved
this
all
is
that.
all that. That's where Keenan and Kel got
I
their
know.
start. Like so many good Nickelodeon shows. Nickelodeon Guts, I found out this week, was filmed at Soundstage 21 at Universal Studios Florida.
Oh, we've been up in there.
Oh, Fane.
Yeah, we should visit it sometime. Fane, it's Fane.
What words are coming out of my mouth?
The Super Nintendo game that was created from that original IP is a game show game. We'll talk more about that. For the Super Nintendo that was developed and published by Viacom New Media. The story, it's not really a story-based game since it's a game show, but I'm just going to read you what the manual has to say to set up this game.
Okay,
I like that.
I'm very curious because I didn't read that this week.
I'm surprised this even has a manual.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
got a
it
manual.
needs it.
It takes guts to slam dunk a 12-foot hoop. It takes guts to conquer the extreme arena. It takes guts to climb a man-made mountain riddled with waterfalls, sliding platforms, and falling boulders. Do you have it?
No way.
I love that you did the voice. Quick reminder that the New Game Plus podcast is entirely supported by your contributions on Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you can support your favorite retro gaming podcast and also get really cool perks like early access first plays, 2 entries into Patreon pools, unedited episodes. All kinds of cool stuff is on there. If you want to check it out, all you got to do is head on over to patreon.com/NGP podcast. We so appreciate your support.
Gameplay.
Kenny, you already brought up American Gladiators, and we did play that game on the NES, I think. So, different console, but it's a similar style of game, right? Where you're doing what they do in the show, which is a bunch of different events and some form of athletic event.
It's action sports, is I think what they call it, which is silly because it's not sports. It's all weird takes on sports, you know.
Yeah, but it's like they got knee pads on, they got helmets on, and they're doing activities that look kind of fun, but I mean, they're not hype.
I mean, every kid wants to dunk a basketball, and no one can, so you stick them onto a giant rubber band and let them fulfill that dream. Like, that's the stuff Nickelodeon was made of, is that kind of vibe.
There are 2 major differences, at least, between American Gladiators and Nickelodeon Guts. One is that Nickelodeon Guts is children, and then 2, they are not competing against some legendary athlete like you do in American Gladiators. They're just facing off against other kids. I believe in the show, there's typically 3 kids that come on to compete each and every week. But in the game, it's 1v1, or it's 1. If you're,
it feels like you got picked from the audience kind of thing. Like I mean, they don't do that, I don't think, in the show, but it feels like that, where it's just like solo. Everybody watch this kid jump across the gap.
Yeah, everybody watch this one kid poorly do all of these
all eyes on Jonathan.
Yeah.
In this game, you're immediately faced with a screen that starts off as a 2-player. But you have to change that to 1. And when you do, because you're going to be playing this by yourself in 2025, it's really sad if you're playing this by yourself in 2025, a big training logo pops up, meaning, like, at least trying to enforce the idea that this is not how you actually play the game. But if you want to train, then you can play it by yourself.
Yeah, you train by yourself so that you can school your friends at this game, which philosophically I kind of like. I kind of like a multiplayer focused game encouraging that, having it be a default and whatever else. But to some degree, it feels a little kind of rude to be like, you're not even actually playing the game. You're only playing training mode. Like, enough that they show the logo and change it. It's kind of a slap in the face to the single-player experience here.
You're insulted by that?
I was.
They didn't want you to play. They wanted you to play with people?
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous that did they not want to spend the time coding an AI player, like a CPU-controlled player that you could compete against?
They should have.
Because I tried going into 2-player mode thinking that would be what it was. But no, since I only had 1 controller connected, it was moving both 1-player and 2-player at the same time. It was naming them the same.
That's bad.
It was, and it's controlling it. There is no CPU. It's either you're playing with a friend that's sitting on the couch with you, or you're training by yourself.
Yeah, that's lazy coding, I feel like. Like, it should just not let you if you don't have a second controller or something.
I'm kind of curious in game modes, because we all played in training mode this week. You know, we were playing by ourselves. I'm kind of curious how the 2-player works. We'll obviously get into the game modes and what you do, but there's one of them that it's very clear based on the screen how you're going to do that. I'm very curious in that secondary mode where you're actually running around almost sort of platforming, how they would have even handled it if you're just taking turns or if you're literally playing at the same time, you know, and what it would do with like screen allocation. And I just have no idea. It could be a very, very different game or it could just be like a hand off the controller to the other person game, which I would imagine is probably the case here, but I'm just not sure. We didn't get the opportunity to have a friend this week.
In the show, do they compete against each other like this?
They do. In the show, it's happening like often, like in real time. Like there will be 3 baskets and they're all trying to dunk in baskets at the same time.
Yeah.
It's all. I think honestly, the 2-player is almost identical to that. I think in the Elastic Sports, that's how they differentiate these in the manual, and I think in the real game show, it's at the same time. I think it is 1-player and 2-player at the same time because the screen can be halved. It's fine. In the like in the game show, the game, I believe you do the running ones, the action
courses,
sport, one at a time, and
that's the hand the controller off situation.
Yeah, second person is trying to beat the score or the time.
The time,
the first person is the idea.
Yeah. Let's talk about
it makes sense, but
yeah. So you choose first player or second player. You choose first player for training, and then you've got gut show or single events. Single events, you can try out the different events one at a time. Gut show, it takes you through a series of events, and I think 4, and you compete to score points and get enough points so that you can take on the aggro crag. We'll get there. But your 2 main categories of sports are elastic and action.
Elastic is a category.
As we know,
great.
It happens with sports.
Which is just a bungee cable.
It's just a bungee cable doing practically the same thing. Now, in real life, you would be doing something differently, but in a video game, you're pressing the same buttons. So each of the elastic sports are virtually the same.
Yeah. And so basically what it is, and I will say this looks really fun. I wish I would have been on the show.
You would have done great.
I would have done great. So basically they attach a bungee cable to your back, like your lower back, that's attached on the ceiling. And so you're bouncy, right? You can like dunk, like Kenny was saying, in a basket. And so that's one of the games, is like lining up your shot or charging up your shot in this case with a meter, and then boing, boing, and then like timing your shot. First of all, what are the controls here? What is going on?
I could tell by you even saying the very little that you did that I don't think you know what you're doing.
I don't. It's really backwards controlling. Like it's
really awkward.
You eventually get used to it, but you're like, why'd you do that? Why would you choose to charge up by hitting down instead of a button? And then it just makes no sense.
So, each of the elastic sports are virtually the same. You have what you just said, the slam dunk. You've got a basketball and you put it in a hoop. You've got another one you've got like a lacrosse kind of situation going on. You're tossing the ball at the net, and then you've got a football that you throw through a hole. There, but it's all set up the same, where you're a character that is standing on. You're one of your, the players standing on a mat, and you have to hold down, Nolan, to charge jump, then based on that charge jump, you hit the ground, which throws you in the air again, and then you press B to throw whatever into the net. It is.
I mean, if you're lame.
Okay, Kenny, I like that you've looked into it this week.
Oh,
so you have skills.
You don't just press B, because press B is just the normal boring shot. Instead, if you've got class and you want to make the most points, although it takes a little bit more finesse on the timing, at least on some of these. On one of them, I actually found the special moves were easier. But instead, you push X and Y at the same time instead of B, which is kind of tricky if you've got little tiny kid thumbs. And the timing is basically the same, and you do a special version of the move. I think in like the lacrosse one, I think you literally like flick it like between your legs, like backwards.
Oh, and style points.
Yeah, like you style on them. And so there's a little bit of variation on like how you can go about scoring these points. An easier and a harder mode, really.
Kenny, there's even a little bit more variation. Y and X gets you the reverse between the leg shot, but A and X is a reverse shot. It's a different special shot as well.
Nice. I only knew of the one.
But not only that, I do need to add this, and then you can ask the question, because this is where you'll get tripped up. Literally. If you do not, after you toss the whatever, hold down again, then you will not have enough jump from the ground to get back up onto the mat. So every time your character gets back to the mat, they'll wobble. It will take more time for them to get adjusted, which is hilarious because that is actually identical to the show. That they're never making it back up on the mat.
I was going to say that part of what I'm feeling is they went hyper realistic with the animations, which is a choice. Not a lot of SNES games did something like that, but and for this, I'm not even mad that they did that. I think that's a fine choice. It looks really realistic. Like you're saying, they stumble when they're going back to the line. They're like getting hunched down again. It kind of looks really good, but because of that, there's a chasm between like inputs and waiting for the animations to happen and then just seeing it all. I don't like it at all.
Let's be very clear, and my understanding may be wrong here, but I don't think it is. When Nolan says they went all out in making these sprites, he's not just saying they tried hard in trying to make them look realistic. These are actual rotoscoped versions of kids that competed on the show. They got a cast of, I don't know, 8, 10 kids, something like that, who were on the show. They wanted to put them in the game, stuck them in the game, and made literal models of each of those people, and did a pretty good job of it realistically. I kind of thought this was going to be lame. We've done some like rotoscoped games where we're like, oh, it's revolutionary. I think to like the early Prince of Persia's or whatever, and it's just kind of a nightmare. And there are some gameplay issues in terms of what this means for like how your people handle. But I was actually pleasantly surprised with how realistic they were able to get this to look for the Super Nintendo.
Nolan, you at least watched my first play. Do you remember what I named my guy? Okay.
Chris.
So, yeah. I was right.
Yep.
But here's the thing: Chris is like the most named person ever.
No, that's fine, but
That's funny.
When I rolled credits on the game this week and saw the competitors' names and saw Chris there, I rapidly ran to Google and typed it in and found an episode. It's the kid
It's the
I
actual
played
kid,
as.
yeah.
And randomly guessed his name, and I played as Crafty Chris Cessna, a 10-year-old from San Antonio Middle School who is a sweet talker, a soccer player, and has strong-armed his dad into letting him drive the family car. And I played him and got his name right without even knowing. Shout out Chris Cessna wherever you are in the world
really funny,
today.
dude. That's crazy.
Shout out Chris, and shout out to the kid who I named my first character after, wherever you are, Doofer.
I bet that's not his real name.
No, that's not his real name. But I just I named him Doofer because these characters all look very realistic, but they look straight out of the mid-90s. You got bangs, you got hair, you got the vibe.
Because there's real portraits of them.
Absolutely.
Like Chris in the game, that's his real face.
That's absolutely
that's
him.
his face.
Yeah,
that is his mug in this game forever. There was one of the characters that I was like, "Is that my sister?" Because like that was the way she looked when I was growing up. It's kind of weird in 2025, but they were super accurate with this.
Grab the rope, Chris. Grab the rope, Chris. Getting mad
Chris
at a
would
kid
not
in
grab
that
the
game.
rope. Which is a good segue into the action sports.
Yes.
So we talked about elastic sports. Well, you also have action sports. You've got basic training and tornado run, I think, are kind of the two primary ones. You're basically doing the same you're certainly doing the same thing.
Functionally, your aggro crag is also just a action sport too.
Do not get us to the aggro crag yet.
Spoiler alert.
Honor that thing.
Stop acting like it's something to wait for.
Oh, we need to honor the aggro crag. It's looming in the background of all of the elastic sports.
Is that the finale of each episode?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine.
And you don't have to score points. Every kid gets to go on the aggro.
We'll get to aggro. I got something to say, but
yeah, don't. The action sports is it's an obstacle course. You're running. Well, one of them doesn't have obstacles. The other does. But you're running through a course. If they're tackling obstacles or climbing up poles or swinging on ropes or jumping across platforms in order to try to get to the finish line faster than yourself.
Than yourself in training mode.
It's lame American Ninja Warrior is what this
Yeah,
mode
it is. It is that. It's it is that what it's called? American
American Ninja
Warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah, it's totally what it reminded me of. And like, I don't know, in that mode, that also has control issues too. Grabbing the rope thing, Dustin, I experienced the same thing. I know Kenny did too, because I think it's coded wrong. I think there's something wrong with the inputs on this game, like because you'll be visually on the rope ready to grab it, and it just doesn't work.
I mean, I'll take it a step further. There's something wrong with the people that programmed it. Like, just fundamentally, they have some kind of issue, like in their identity as a human.
Wow.
It was so bad. So bad.
I'm going through this, and the timer's going, and every time I miss a jump, I'm getting so mad because I don't want a bad time. And you can like fall down. Like if you've made some progress, you can kind of like fall off, and then you're just like, dude, forget this. Like,
especially on the second one, because they've got those rumble platforms that are really tiny, and your jump again. Think Prince of Persia. That was a good thing to bring up, Kenny, because you're doing these weird jumps that are just different from standard platforming,
right?
Like of the era.
Yep, because they're trying to make it look like a kid actually jumping,
right? But to try to figure that out on these small platforms that are rumbling, and again, if you miss one or stay on one too long, you fall off, and you can plummet down 2 or 3 stories into water that's spouting out, and you quote unquote take damage. You don't have a damage bar, but you do have like a energy meter that depletes, and once it's all the way red, you just have to wait. You have to take your fingers off the controllers and wait until Chris stops breathing hard so that he can start running again. Yeah,
I loved that they did put an animation in for it. Again, they were going weirdly for hyper realistic, and kind of pulled it off on the visuals. These kids look realistic. It looks like they're winded as they're going, and they got to take breaks. And I don't know if it was just my brain or if it's literally just because when you get to the end, it resets you. But it at least felt like I did better when I had a little bit more energy. I don't think functionally in the game it actually matters at all until you completely run out. But yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm going to stop and I'm going to catch my breath a little bit before I do this next part so I don't mess it up.
Wow.
It just, like, they sold me. They made me feel like I was in it somehow, sort of.
And there are collectibles during the action sports that you can get along the way. They increase your time or like set your time back so that you have more time. One is a bonus round, which we'll talk about, and then one is an energy bonus, so it refills your bar without you having to wait and breathe hard.
Yeah.
Aggro Crag?
The bonus round and then aggro crag?
Okay, bonus
round. We got to talk a little bit more about these controls. I know you guys said they're just bad and janky.
They suck.
You are underselling how infuriating these were.
No, I agree with you 100%.
No, okay. I agree they are not good, but you can figure them out.
And you do, and I did.
And you hate it.
But that doesn't make it okay. The nuance it expects you to do in terms of like pushing specific buttons at specific times and timing your jump so that you don't hit things based on the size of your sprite but in ways that don't make sense, and the physics of what it means to slide down a rope or jump off the end, and when you have momentum or when you don't, or how big platforms are, or how close you have to be to a rope to touch it and grab it and climb it. And I'm only talking about a few of the things that frustrated me, not even all of them. It's an infuriating game to play.
You know the knee slide?
No?
They'll do that knee slide where like the knee pads that like slide on the pad. That pissed me off because like that it's like a kid trying to be cool.
That sounds amazing. I never got a knee slide.
Nah, it would have pissed you off. It's like, all right.
But what I did get, X is a front flip. Were your characters front flipping?
Absolutely.
Oh, I did that almost exclusively, yeah.
That's not even with the elastic rope. That's just normally. These kids are talented.
Yeah, there's no way that a kid is front flipping over from one platform to another in real life.
These 110-pound 8-year-olds can do crazy feats.
It's all what Kenny said on the controls, but sluggish because you're waiting for these animations to finish. Like him landing, there's like a landing animation where like his knees have to bend to the ground, and so like it's just slow and it's just a frustrating.
Yeah, it's
control.
very unwieldy. They could have found ways to still do that same animation and make it tighter, but the implementation is pretty terrible.
The bonus stage is another elastic game, but instead of, by the way, the whole elastic sports game that you are playing is, how would you describe it? You are looking at the back of your character who is jumping away from you towards the goal.
Yes.
The action sports is your typical kind of left to right platforming kind of stuff. Not typical in what you're looking at.
Yeah.
The bonus stage, however, is elastic, but it's left and right, kind of like the action sports are set up view-wise. But you are leaping across these mats of varying sizes, and you are knocking off kind of these ping pong balls from various walls that you come across. I think there's, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 walls that have varying amounts of those white balls on them, and you are leaping across, and as you do, your character is just waving frantically trying to knock them all off, and if you get all 100 balls, there are 100 balls, then you get extra points to be able to try to get to the aggro crag.
There's 100?
There's 100 balls.
Golly. That's also from the show? I could tell that one's from the show specifically because
Nolan, all of this is from the show verbatim.
Why? Why?
Here's what makes me a little sad, and I know the show literally.
I can't answer you. Why? Can you talk?
Okay,
more?
yeah. Just the choices they made here. They could have come up with so much more variety here if they'd wanted. I know the show still it does a lot of the elastic stuff and then a lot of the obstacle course stuff. I get that, but they had variety on the show. They could have found a way to give you more than virtually 2 modes, even if you just made your elastic modes play differently from each other, like easily.
If they played differently, I'm pretty sure they included all the games they do.
Really?
They didn't. Again, I didn't watch a bunch of the show. I literally only booted up one episode just to kind of like get a vibe for it. But at least the episode I had some like volleyball action going on.
Volleyball action?
Absolutely. On elastic, of course.
Isn't there one where they like have the giant Q-tips and they try to knock each other off?
Brother,
that's just American Gladiator.
That's just American Gladiator, and you
Is
just
it is it this one where they play Russian roulette with a real gun?
Oh my goodness.
That is not this show.
If you get 700 points in the easy
700
mode,
points.
then your final task is the aggro crag. It is this multicolored mountain that is like, I think in real life only like
Multicolored.
24 feet tall. Yes, it's the different colors of the teams. It's purple, blue, red.
In the show?
Right. Yeah.
And in the background of all of the elastic sports in this game.
Okay.
But when you're on it,
Nolan ain't looking at the background.
When you're on it, though, it's just...
I think in the real show, all 3 competitors are going at the same time on their color of the mountain. So in this game, this version, you're only going on the color of the team that you chose at the beginning, I think. Unless it's just a bland, I don't remember.
Yeah, it just looks like a crag.
Oh, it just looks like a crag. Which
Yeah,
we all
you're
know what
running on
crags
it.
look like.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I saw one the other day. But I say that because in this, it is just your team's color, I guess. And the platforms are kind of like blending in with the background. I kind of really don't like the design of the aggro crag. Y'all acted like you were excited to talk about it, and it was awesome.
The aggro crag is everything that the show is building up to.
In real life.
I mean, and in the game too. Like you're playing
it's just
through
a
the game
letdown.
mode to get to that point, and it took me a little while to feel like I could be good enough at the game to get to that 700
wow.
threshold, and so like there is a little bit of payoff here once you do master these terrible controls.
But it's just another action sport.
Basically.
Yeah, what, you want them to go on a dating show? Like what? Yes, it's an action sport. What are we talking about?
No,
Something
I want
cooler.
more variety at least. It's literally
You're
the
just
obstacle course
ascending.
again.
Yeah, it's just the same
no.
thing.
Let
It
me
has
explain
a
because
few
y'all
other
are
elements.
Nope, that's crazy.
Okay, make it sound cooler
It has
than
some
it is.
timed platforms
for some
that
reason.
disappear, and it's got some balls that drop. Like
Yeah,
what?
justify
Balls that
this
drop?
game.
For one, you can't do the aggro crag as a single event, so you only get it when you play the Guts show and you get enough points to be able to compete in it.
Correct.
In the aggro crag, you're running up this massive mountain, and you are platforming to 5 different activators that are at different levels of this mountain that you have to jump on. In the real game, you just touch it or slam your hand on
Smash
it.
that
On this
button.
one, you have to jump on it. Confetti flies everywhere.
Just
and
trying to
you
make
are
it sound good.
celebrating.
Making it sound cool.
Stop.
But as you ascend this mount, there are we'll call it Olympus. As you're ascending Olympus, there
will not.
are tons of obstacles that are coming your way. Many of them are new. You have got boulders. That's the
Period.
new one. That's the new one.
You got water jet vents. Those are
Which
slightly
you had
different
in
than
the
the water.
action.
No,
burn
steam
your
is different
face
than
off.
water.
And it steams the whole stage when you do that for a little bit, like your whole view.
Yeah.
Like poison darts are coming out everywhere.
Yeah. You have to
fire.
fight a guy with the scimitar.
You have to fight a guy with a
To the
scimitar.
death. You have to kill him in order to-
Fireballs are coming and will literally burn the kids to death. In the real show, they lose at least a kid every episode.
Y'all are ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I
so-
should watch that show then.
It's just boulders, platforms. I think the confetti cannons might be able to hurt you, and then the water mist. But you're ascending. Once you hit all of the 5 activators and make it to the very top of the mountain, you get to lift up that statue. I don't know if it's statue.
What
that,
is that thing? A crag?
It's a piece of the crag,
It's a
brother.
piece of the mountain. It's literally supposed to be a piece of the mountain that you get to take home with you, and it's giant. Dustin was doing
really?
this.
Over
in
the
real
head?
life, it's
Yeah,
like
it's big, brother.
It's like 2.5, 3 feet long and tall and jaggedy and looks real mountainous. They knew how to do kid hype.
Guys, I'm proud of us. We actually filled out a gameplay section for this game.
Did we, or do we need to talk any more about
Bosses.
this?
I mean,
Boss-
I would love to talk about how terrible the UI is. That's something I often think about. And there's not a lot to the UI here, but
Yeah,
made me livid that there's a start screen. You have a controller that has a start button. Literally. That's what the button does, is to let you start a thing. You don't need to literally give me a choice to start game where I need to scroll down and hit that. That's a different button than a start button. You don't need to
Oh, that is a nitpick,
have
bro.
all of these options. It's ugly. It's poorly
Out of all
done.
the things.
Everything shows on the front screen.
But you don't have to navigate any UIs, really. It just
I
guides
know
you through
that's
the
a-
game.
I know that's a nitpick, but it just every little thing about this game felt like they both overthought it, but then didn't actually play with it at all because it all felt foreign and not like a video game.
Kenny, no one
yeah.
played this. They made it.
Well, I
and
mean,
didn't
these
play
weren't. No. I rented it growing up.
it. No, you played it. The developers did it. I'm saying they
Oh, no,
didn't
no.
test
Right.
it.
But
Correct.
the developers hadn't played games,
Exactly.
No, they hadn't.
but they had watched the show, and they were pretty
They had,
faithful to the show.
they had watched the show and they had used rotoscoping technology, and they knew one guy who knew how to program, but he also had only heard of video games. He'd never played one.
Yeah.
And then they somehow paid some kids to give up their name, and they're getting doxxed on random podcasts to this day in 2025.
First and last name, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Cessna.
Aged.
I'll say this game has aged terribly. But
You will?
I will, but I'll put a little caveat here. Often when we say a game has aged terribly, it's because we think the music was garbage or the looks were absolute garbage or whatever else. I think the primary aging factor here has more to do with relevance than with the aesthetics of the game. Nickelodeon was cool, is not cool anymore. At least not in the same
Hey.
way. At least not in the same way and for the same kinds of shows. No one knows what Guts is. No one
didn't.
wants to see a bunch of preteens get strapped into an awkward vest and jump around and call that a TV show anymore. This game just doesn't feel relevant for 100,000 reasons, and very few of them have to do with the fact that it's also a badly made video game.
You're saying that Nickelodeon Guts isn't future proof? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm absolutely saying that. It's the opposite of whatever that is.
I don't.
They
It
went-
was certainly an era with Double Dare and
Yep.
Nickelodeon Guts and
The Temple,
Mayan Temple.
the Temple
Run?
one,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they had
that was a
all of
great-
all the slime based games, like tons.
Slime Time
I mean,
Live.
Yeah, it was an era.
Yeah, you're right. It's too tethered to this this is so niche. Like if you're playing this, I mean, we are the only ones that have played this in 20 years. I promise you this. Think about
Ooh,
it.
What
Who
do you
played
think the
this?
speed run is of Nickelodeon Guts?
There's not one.
Oh,
We have the
come
world
on.
record
No, there
because we
is.
played it this week. You're right, Kenny. I mean, it's just too. It is
Yeah.
too tethered, tethered by the
Elastic
Nice.
Band.
the
yeah.
elastic thing to this specific show. And of course that's a problem, and it's been a problem for other things. Like we talk about it with licensed movies. In fact, we just talked about that. And that's one issue. I think it's worse when it's a TV show on a random. I mean, it's not random.
I mean,
Nickelodeon
yeah,
is huge, but still, that's deeper than a TV cut. Like you have to know about this. And you know what else I thought about this week? We're worse off with phones and technology. These kids had no shame to go on this show and monkey
and they shouldn't
around.
have.
And they
Absolutely.
shouldn't have. Right,
Yeah,
there's nothing
correct.
wrong with this. This is what kids should do. I guarantee you ask any average 11-year-old, 10-year-old now, they'd be like, that's cringe. I'm not doing that.
It's Chugi?
No, this isn't Chugi.
Yeah, I don't know what Chugi is.
T-Swift is Chugi. But they would just be like, this is cringe. And then they wouldn't
Yeah.
do it.
You think
Which makes me
pre-
sad.
Yeah, preteens for sure. Well, yeah, but we're starting to sound really old, guys.
I know. I am though, so I don't
I don't-
mind that.
I don't mind this happening in every few episodes, but I think a few episodes in a row where, like, man, back in the day, it used to be the right thing. Guys,
I mean,
we're getting
we're a
too old.
podcast about playing old video games. I don't know what you expect to get out of us.
I think it's cringe then and now, but that's me. And I don't have an issue with kids wanting to be on a show like this. This just doesn't happen anymore. Like that. I don't know what happens now, but these kinds of shows I don't think exist. I don't think.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I don't watch TV, but I know shows like this don't exist.
I mean, it's just changed. You have equivalent
YouTube.
things, but
It's YouTube.
they have a kids version of American Ninja Warrior.
Oh,
The
do
look
they?
is different. The aesthetic is different. It's today, or at least they have really young competitors. I don't know which. I think
there a mountain at the
maybe
end?
one of both. There's not a mountain at the end.
I'm not
But,
watching
like,
it.
I'm just saying, like norms change, but there is something just very like awkwardly, uncomfortably 90s about this show
Yeah,
and its
you're right.
implementation,
I-
especially its implementation here.
I ultimately agree with you, Kenny, but I will say that there still are some other issues that don't necessarily relate to the age, just to the bad decisions in the beginning. But there's
Absolutely.
a reason why on the start screen there's an option to turn the music off.
That is, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
because the loop in these games are about 20 seconds long, and the
Yeah.
competitions are way too long. You get stuck in these competitions for like 5 minutes each, which feels like an eternity, especially when there's a 20-second song loop going on.
Yep.
That's actually sick that you can turn that off.
However, alternatively, and I said this before, I will actually defend this game's looks a little bit.
I will as well.
Yeah, it was a choice to go realistic,
I'll
but they
defend it.
somehow pulled it off. I think the problems with the gameplay to some degree had to do with them not knowing how to implement that well in a way that wasn't awkward, and so
Yep.
they kind of made themselves have a harder time getting to the gameplay stuff by doing that. And yet it looks like the game show. The backgrounds are fine and look good. Like the visuals of this show, I actually think are I mean, maybe not great, but like pretty good. Like it looks like the TV show somehow. And great.
I agree. I think the animations are even better than the graphics. Seeing having those kids breathe, having those kids jump up and miss the mat to be able to get on and stumble, and it's so realistic because it is. And I'm serious. It was one thing to see it and notice it and be, pretty. It was remarkable, and then to watch the show and them not be able to get up on the mat over and over again. Because think about it. They're jumping down off this higher mat onto the ground, doing a poor jump off the ground there to try to get a ball into a hoop or whatever, and then hitting the ground again, trying to get up. They're never getting up, so they're just having to climb up this thing. And that's what happens in the game, too.
Yeah, that's so accurate.
It's so accurate. The animations in this game kind of through and through are really good, and it did make me think of Prince of Persia because that's the first, maybe, and not the last one that we played though. There are a few others that we played. There was
something that was like
a leather jacket.
Not Abe's Odyssey, but something that was a game like that.
Right,
Blizzard game, with the leather jacket.
It was Blizzard. You're right.
It was that early Blizzard game
the name
that
of
they
it.
also.
But this, and this one. Now we have 3. It's Prince of Persia, a Blizzard game, and this Nickelodeon Guts. I'm not going to say anything bad about the graphics or animations for this one.
I guess I won't either, but I'm not going to defend it. It's good. Like, the rotoscope thing is good.
Do you want to hear something ridiculous?
I do.
What? What could this possibly be?
Yeah, it's something you're not going to believe. This game is being re-released for... Listen to me. This game is being re-released for modern consoles as a part of the Nickelodeon Splat Pack, this month of this year.
Stop. Actually, stop. We're going to... Okay. Guys, I swear we don't look this stuff up and then do it. Like, we're not doing
Do you think that people are going to be searching for Nickelodeon Guts now that it's out? No. So we didn't do this for that.
Yeah, this would not be a good idea for us anyways. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
At some point, this theory is not a theory.
No, at some point, developers are going to figure it out and come crawling to us to talk about their game so they can re-release something.
This game.
This
is so niche. The fact that it's getting re-released in a collection is mind-blowing to me.
Mind-blowing.
Nickelodeon
but also why?
I have no idea.
And I mean, that's a whole separate question, but like, what are you thinking re-releasing this game?
You better add a ton to the game.
It includes 3 games. It includes 3 games: Rocco's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day. That's the subtitle. It's one title. That's Rocco's Modern Life.
Good.
And both versions of Real Monsters.
Cool.
Okay.
And Nickelodeon Guts.
A terrible
Why'd
mistake.
they throw this in? That
one of these is not like the other.
It should not have been included in this pack.
Wow. October 19th, 2025.
Stunned.
Wait. October 19th, Whoa.
Are you trolling me?
Are we talking almost down to the day? Like,
no, we're talking about the day that this episode releases.
When does it release?
The Nickelodeon Splat Pack releases on October 19th, 2025.
Shut up, dude. Stop.
What?
What?
I'm actually kind of freaked out, and
people aren't going to believe this.
I know they're not going to believe us. It's actually annoying that they think that this is engineered.
If that was our strategy, do you not think we'd be doing that for more notable games? Not for this one.
No, it would be partnerships. We would be advertising these things, not just talking about them.
Oh my
this is
God,
not some kind of weird guerrilla marketing. This is, I don't know, NGP
wild
influence. I don't know.
If you don't want to wait for the Splat Pack and you want an original copy, this is also going to infuriate you. It's only $13 loose, so you're fine. But it is $128 complete in box, and it is $408 new. If anyone in their life spends $408 on an original Nickelodeon Guts, I'm going to question your sanity.
Yes.
Is it maybe just rare? Like there's not a lot of them in rotation?
I would assume that's
no, it's
part of it.
Viacom New Media.
Oh, that's a good joke. I would assume, Nolan, that's part of it. I would also assume some of it is just Nickelodeon and like nostalgia. Like that whole thing is probably collectible within a subset of people who aren't just video games. Right. You know, but I don't know. That's total just guesswork. because that's way too much money for. I mean, $4 is way too much money. 48 cents is like double what this game is worth.
Just buy the Splat Pack.
Final thoughts.
At the end of each and every one of our episodes, we determine whether or not the game gets our vote for New Game Plus status, which is our general thumbs up or thumbs down. It does require 2/3 of the vote to swing one way or the other. Nickelodeon Guts, the video game, is a bad idea, and that's the problem. It shouldn't have been a video game. I don't know how you would do a video game like this about a game show and make it good. I wonder if there are any good ones. The ones that we have played have not been. We played American Gladiators, and it received a universal no from all of us. We played an early Bart Simpson's Gladiator kind of thing.
Yeah,
what was that? It was
like
also not
handheld.
great. I would like to see if there's a good game show like video game out there. There's got to be. So
I'm sure
it
there
can be
are.
done. It can be done well. This one was not. There are some decent. Look, I'll tell you this. If you were a preteen in the 90s, renting a game for a week from your local rental, and you are a fan of Nickelodeon Guts, you would have that would be worth your money and worth your time. You would enjoy, that would be fine. But that is the only context. You're about to be able to talk, Kenny. That will be the only context where this game is permissible. In all other contexts, this game is not. It is a bad game, certainly not the worst game that we played. It's certainly playable, but the developers had not played games before, didn't know how to make a good game, and so we suffered this week. We did it for you. No New Game Plus status.
If you're the parent whose kid is renting this, you need to see what your kid is playing and be an active parent and intervene and stop them from playing a game this bad. So I hate to break it to you, but your one scenario doesn't even hold up.
So my parents needed to stop me from playing this game.
Yeah.
I think it made me a better man. Nolan, what did you think about Nickelodeon Guts?
You're right. It's just not a good idea. Like, it's too... you don't have to have a game for everything, and a game show
Right.
where kids do obstacle courses falls in that category squarely. Don't do this, okay? But they did this a lot with a bunch of stupid stuff, and we're probably going to play more of them. The animations are unnecessarily quality to a point where it pissed me off that that's not in a better game that I care about. So, no. Of course not. Don't play this. Don't waste your time. I guess watch the show. I've never seen it.
Don't even do that. It doesn't age well either. No.
Okay, Kenny, you go. You're really mad.
I mean, I am, but also not. Yes, this game is really bad. In fact, I mean, obviously no NGP. I'll just say that up front because, like, duh. I will say that my initial playthroughs of this game, the first couple of times I picked it up and interacted with it, I thought this was going to be a contender for the worst game we've ever played. And I'm talking like number one worst all time. Absolutely.
What are y'all talking about?
That didn't stick.
Okay.
That didn't stick. And don't interpret that incorrectly. It is a really bad game. Like, it is very, very poor. But I don't think it's our worst game ever. There are a few things that are relatively well done, like the rotoscope sprites that we talk about. But the gameplay itself is pretty terrible. I still think it's probably one of our top 10 worst games we've played. Maybe top 20, but like, I think this would make a top 10 list. It's awful. And was a mistake, and you absolutely should not play it. You'll be glad that you avoided it. Heed our warning. No New Game Plus.
It would be a really bad idea for us or our community to compile a list of the 10 worst games played on the New Game Plus podcast, and then us be forced to do a live stream playing through them again or something.
Stop
like
talking.
Yes, that'd be a
Yeah, I
terrible
know.
idea.
I'm
Don't
saying
say
it
that.
so it doesn't
Give
happen.
people ideas.
That means Nickelodeon Guts is not New Game Plus certified. But what did you think?
On our YouTube poll, 5% said Nickelodeon Guts is worth playing today.
20% said no, go play something else, and 74% have never had the guts to play it.
I'm curious who those 5% of people are.
That said yes? Yeah,
Yeah.
what's wrong with them?
Nickelodeon has like a PR department out there somewhere still that's,
Yeah,
some
it's
kind
those.
of click farm in Russia or something working for them. I don't know.
I hope it's genuine and there's still a few people that really
There's
love this
just a
game.
hardcore fan who's been playing it since their childhood.
That'd be amazing.
I love that.
Many of you wrote in this week. And before I read them, if you're watching via video, you might notice Nolan's not here with us. He actually got invited by Nickelodeon Studios to go and be a part of the Guts experience this week. So
The
that's,
remake that they're
yeah,
doing. Yeah.
the remake. And he's first one on the show with a bunch of kids. It's going to be an amazing thing. Make sure you tune in to Nick this Sunday.
I would pay so much money to watch that. Him
Here
strapped
are
into that little harness,
the double
bouncing,
jump, the,
trying to
the jump and then jump.
trying to climb back up at the end when he doesn't do it on his own.
Here are a few of your thoughts. I'm going to read a few in rapid succession, Kenny, and then we
Okay.
can respond because a lot of them are relatively brief. Habani Gaming said the randomizer giveth and the randomizer, why did you do this to us? Conan said guts is butts. Panda gave us an acronym, GUTS, garbage unplayable training simulation.
Okay.
Cooper said this game plays like it was made by people with the terrible misfortune of being born without thumbs. Larva said, do you have it? No, I don't have enough guts to sit through this. Let's see. Harold said that one American Gladiators game we played a while back was way better, and I really didn't like that one. And Tins said, I simply can't stomach this one. No NGP, but the show was great during its time. I still remember the theme song somehow.
Something about a good theme ditty will get stuck in your brain forever. Like, you'll take those to your grave.
You will. I hate that you said Diddy.
I mean, it's topical.
I don't know if you talked about it on the episode proper. Were you a fan of Nickelodeon? And if so, what was one of the shows that you were a fan of?
Yeah, loved Nickelodeon, of course. Pretty much everything. You're gonna make me pick something. You're gonna put me on the spot, and I can't.
No. That's super informative, and I appreciate you just saying pretty much everything.
This is the high quality content that you get when you surprise me with the question I wasn't expecting.
Let's do just a couple more. Starlight 33K said, oh, wow, this took me back to the weekends as a kid when my parents rented the Super Nintendo system and we each got to pick a game to rent. Peak Nickelodeon kid who found a 2-player game to play with my siblings. Replaying this game this week brought back the frustration of the janky controls and repeated stages of basically the same challenge. It wasn't worth the $3 I spent on the rental back then, nor the 30 minutes I lost this week playing it. Never made it to Aggro Crag stage. No NGP from me.
Okay, well, first, get good. But
you weren't good at it.
No, but I powered through and aggro cragged myself.
Yeah, you got aggro crag.
I am, more morally obligated to power through than the 30 minutes that he threw into it this week. No one blames you for that response. I'm sorry for your childhood that it included this game.
Hey, mine did too. And look how I turned out. Sasser.
Exactly.
Sasser said the Guts video game came out in 1994. Bart versus the Juggernauts came out for the Game Boy 2 years earlier and has more varied mini games than this title. Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular came out for the NES in 1990 and has better handling than this title. The only thing that is even close to intriguing about Guts is that the character models behave realistically. Aside from that, there's absolutely nothing redeeming about this title. I'm sure it was awful as a multiplayer game 30 years ago, and now that's not an option. Guts is just atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, he said it.
It didn't seem like many from our community enjoyed this game this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's randomizer for you.
Thank you for the randomizer giveth and the randomizer. What have you done to us? Apparently, thank you for all of you that wrote in your thoughts for the retro game of the week. You can do that each and every week to ngppodcast@gmail.com or hop into our commentary channel in Discord and share your thoughts there. We'd love to include your thoughts as a part of next week's episode.
For now, we're going to set aside Nickelodeon Guts, and we are going to randomly select the last randomly selected game of Season 9.
Of the decade.
Of our
the decade of
podcast.
NGP. Yeah.
With all of that out of the way, randomizing now. I mean, some of this sounds right up my alley. It is a role-playing video game developed for the PlayStation 2 in the year 2001.
Huge W. Across the board.
Okay.
And could potentially be, well, the way you're talking, you probably don't know about it, but it could be really, really, really good.
Is that early PlayStation 2? When did PlayStation 2 come out? 2000? 2001? I don't know.
PS2 release.
November 2000.
March 2000.
This game was developed by Saknoff and published by Aruse in Japan, but Midway Games worldwide.
I know them.
You do?
Kind
Oh,
of.
Midway.
Midway.
Oh, of course. It's interesting because this game acts as a sequel, Kenny,
I like sequels.
to a 1999 video game that we have played on the podcast.
Cool.
Really?
Wait, I like that.
We played this game for episode. We played the first. Oh wow, we played this first game for episode 198 6 years ago.
Holy.
Okay. Weird.
Well, yeah, September 8th, 2019.
Yeah.
The game that we'll be playing for the next 7 days is called Shadow Hearts, and it is the sequel to Kudelka.
Oh, for real?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a spiritual successor or is it a true sequel? Because
No, it's
full
a
name
it's a
change.
true sequel. I know.
Interesting.
It's set in the same world and features recurring characters.
Awesome. Kudelka was a PS1 game, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
That
have to
sounds
like
correct.
re-listen to that episode and
Oh, I don't remember.
I remember it being
remember.
weird.
I think we had a guest.
Hey, that's kind of hype. PS2, dude. I actually like it when we get into the PS2 catalog, the side of the PS2 catalog that's like kind of lesser known, and maybe this one's well known. I don't know, but I've never heard of it.
Okay, Shadow Hearts. Find a copy of Shadow Hearts, an RPG for the PlayStation 2. I mean, that's starting strong for me, and play it along with us this next week.
Shadow Farts.
Nope.
If
Whoa.
you go to discord.gg/NGP podcast.
That does not. That's not
Family
true.
friendly podcast. Come on, Nolan. You can also go to patreon.com and support your favorite retro gaming podcast, flatulence free. You'll be joining folks like our director level supporters, Brojum, Sasser, Tins, and Siegfried, and our many producer level supporters, including Alex, Marlene, Antonin, Ben, Champagne Vinaigrette, Craig, Dagany, Flombus, Garlisle, Hallex, Harold, Hey Brother, J. Robert, Jake, Jordan, Justin, Caldaka, Clint, Lepidius Landress, Levi, Maxima, Megatroid, Miss Muso, Mystic, Not Enough Dog, Radmax, Sagen, Scotty, Shane, Shauna, Snake, Maddox, Spinny the Jet, Super Hyper, Swaggy, Taco Fish, Psycho Mantis, Thomas, Tibbs, Timothy T, Unbedavable Zachary, and Zion. We appreciate you guys.
You can find us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Links are in the show notes. Also in the show notes, a phone number, a link to join the draft for the Switch 2, and a lot of other information. Listen directly on any podcast provider of your choice. Make sure you subscribe so that you are the first to get new GP episodes. And while you're at it, please leave a kind rating and review. Our episode artwork was created by our friend Dave. Our video episode was edited by our friend Dylan. Our audio episode edited and produced by our friend Dan Willett. Join us next week as we play Shadow Hearts. Until then, I'm still Chris Cessna.
You're going to get sued. I'm still bouncing around on a giant rubber band.
You think he'll get sued? I'm Chris Cessna. I want to get sued.
Kitty's bouncing on it. And this has been New Game Plus.